What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We are right now in the middle of testimony, right? Yeah, testimony with Simon Keys. Let's see, if we get anything wrong or object needlessly, we'll get severely punished. I saw how much health I'd lose, and it is bad. But I don't think pressing is ever an issue. I think it's presenting, right? I think pressing is fine. We'll see here in a second. Think about it. Can any one of my actions really be considered a crime? Hold it. Okay, yeah, it's fine. You incited others to commit murder, and they did so. If proof of that was established, you would be charged as if you yourself committed the murders. I know I heard it just a while ago, but what's the technical term again? It's instigating murder, Kay. Blaze, Patricia Rowland, and Knightley. Their crimes are unforgivable, of course. But the one who pulled the strings from behind the scenes and drove them all to murder was none other than you, Simon Keys. Mr. Edgeworth, you really do speak your mind freely. But you know, I instigated murder. There's not a single word about that in the letter, is there? There's not a single word? Oh, does that surprise you? You'd reach the same conclusion if you examined it. Given his composure, I'd say he's not bluffing. Does this mean that every single word in his letters had been carefully calculated? Well, I guess you could say this is like teaching a monkey to climb a tree. Unless you can somehow prove that I caused those murders, you got nothing on me. Ergo, you can't accuse me of instigating murder. What a shame, Mr. Edgeworth. If I'd said the word kill even once, I guess it could be considered an instigation. Hold it. I know you instigated the murders. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze DeBest to kill Jill Crane! So this was during the conversation with the bug, yeah? Which we heard. You told me yourself. But you know, the funny thing is, it means absolutely nothing if you have no proof. Proof that he said it? Except we do have proof, because What's-Her-Face was on that fence listening in. What's her name? Country girl. What's your name? I'll just say Lotta Hart's protege. Because I don't remember her name. I mean, there's no way I'd ever say something like that. Because the bug was bugged, right? Or was it something was bugged? There was some evidence that could prove what he said over the phone, but What's-Her-Face has it. Here, okay, it is the camera? No. It is the bug? No, Nicole! Yes, Nicole! Recording of what was intercepted from the bug. Yes. Objection. It's my firm conviction that you instigated the murders. After all, you told me so yourself. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze to kill Jill Crane. Kill to death. Did I say that? I really don't remember. You may think you can deceive us as much as you want. But unfortunately for you, you used a bug to eavesdrop on our conversations. But there was someone else who wiretapped that bug of yours and recorded the whole thing. It was recorded? In other words, the conversation between you and that clown is recorded on that tape. Lang Shi says, a schemer drowns in his own schemes. And this is what he meant. Miss Swift, I'd like to listen to your tape. Roger! It's right about here. Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone's ringing. Who is this? Are you the person who ambushed Kay? Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too. Do I really have to read this whole thing again? Let's try and go through it quickly, since we all know what was said. Well, I must say. I can't fast forward. I'm clicking as fast as I can. That's odd. What's wrong? Well, there ain't nothing recorded past this point. Oh, he's good. Why? Why wasn't it recorded? Too bad, so sad. Did you really think I'd leave behind any incriminating evidence? The bug I planted as a special feature. It can be turned on and off with the remote control. What? That sort of thing exists? Certainly, remote-controlled listening devices do exist. However, are you saying you switched off the device so that your own voice would not be recorded? Precisely. Objection! Impossible. You couldn't have done that unless you knew you were being recorded. Objection! Isn't it obvious I knew? I guess you just don't get it. You could call it a hunch. I had a feeling I was being wiretapped. Miss Swift, was it? I figured things out because you knew about the kidnapping. Don't tell me. You were listening in on that conversation. That's right. Though come to think of it, I'm surprised you didn't realize it until now. Some genius prosecutor you turned out to be, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my, and what was the end result of all this? Since you don't have any proof of the instigation charges, it's game over. Mr. Prosecutor, was my recording no help to you at all? Ain't there something, anything at all about recording? The bug was planted in your badge, right? Do you have any ideas? How do you expect me to come up with an answer right off the top of my head? You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit. Objection! How unsightly. You're all fussing over useless evidence. Let's move on to the next topic. Next! He seems a bit eager to change the topic of the conversation. You were the only one who came into contact with the culprit. Only Kay came into contact with Simon. If any sound was recorded at the time, she was with the culprit. Miss Swift, how long have you been recording? Since 2 nights ago, I reckon. Since 2 nights ago, in that case, when could a conversation with Simon possibly have been recorded? When could a conversation with Simon have been recorded? Well, there was this morning when, Miss Berry, yeah, that's her name, Miss Berry, and, why am I so bad with names? Okay, red hair bad guy, blonde hair circus girl, we're at the place where John was kidnapped. Yeah, oh my, names, I'm so bad. I'm gonna go with this morning. 33% chance of getting it right, and I got it wrong. Very good. This morning? Sure, that's fine, but... Didn't you have my badge to you this morning, Mr. Edgeworth? And also, don't forget that you were inside the detention cell. So wouldn't your voice be the only one on there? Noarg! Okay. We'll try last night. Still wrong! 2 days ago? Okay. Last night Kay was with you. That would make you seem like the culprit. Ngahoo! Ngwangahoo! 2 nights ago, Simon brought Kay to the roof. If we listen to the recording from that time frame, Miss Swift, please let us listen to the recording from 2 nights ago. Okie dokie. The sound of a hot air balloon. That's right. At the time, Simon was carrying Kay in a hot air balloon. Ergo, he was near Kay. Isn't there anything recorded? Bang clang! That was a gunshot. It seems you're quick to deactivate the bug, but you were a little too late. Why was he too late? Because that doesn't implicate him at all. Well, I guess there is the hot air balloon. You can't run anymore. That gunshot ties you to the case. What are you saying? There's no gun involved in this case, is there? No, there should be someone connected to the case who fired a gun. Let's strike with the evidence that points to that person. Which piece of evidence connects with the gunshot to the case? Gunshot, huh? Gunshot. I'm looking for a gunshot somewhere. So it's this part. The gunpowder residue was found on his right hand. It was actually the president who shot a gun. I don't remember that being... I guess I forgot about it, but I don't remember that at all. It's written right here in the body double's autopsy report. Gunpowder residue was detected on his right hand. Where was Kay at the time this gunshot was recorded? That's right, she was being carried to the roof in the Grand Tower in your balloon. And as it turns out, there were a few more people on that very same rooftop at the time. You mean the double and me? Certainly after we talked for a brief moment. The body double noticed something and had me leave before him. Now, what if the gunshot rang out after that? We can clearly hear it in the recording. I doubt that you would have noticed it. Do you intend to feign ignorance until the very end? So that means the bullet clearly hit something because there was a clang. So now we need to find the bullet, and then boom, we've got it. That's nothing more than... Then that will prove that the balloon was over the building and shot by the president. That's nothing more than mere conjecture. What we heard on the recording was not just a gunshot. If you listen closely, you can hear the bullet hitting something. If the body double was aiming at Simon, then the bullet may have struck which piece of evidence? The balloon, yo! Take that! The body double likely fired the gun at the balloon. If we assume that the bullet hit something, it would have been the balloon's basket. Let's examine it immediately. There's a gas tank here. It's attached to the basket. I don't think we'd be looking at this tank right now if a bullet had hit it. In fact, neither Simon nor I would still be here. We would have been blown sky high. Let's look elsewhere then. This hole. It's a bullet hole. A bullet hole was found in the basket. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one. How do you intend to explain the gunshot and bullet hole? So you figured it out. You're good. I guess it's impossible to hide anything from you. Spit it out already. Okay, don't need to be impatient. It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Talk about a surprise. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. He then pointed a gun at me and fired. Why did he want to shoot down the balloon? It's simple. The body double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. That's right. You talked to the double about John, didn't you? Well, it's not like the body double would have met with you otherwise. From his point of view, it was like showing him evidence that he was a fake. You mean, he was afraid of Judge Courtney because she knew about John's past. Afraid? That's exactly right. That body double was a coward after all. I even remember how his hands were trembling when he fired the gun at my balloon. Are we all clear now? I was only there by chance. Just a friendly witness who was passing by. It happened when I was riding the balloon to the rooftop. Around what time was that? I think it was around 11 p.m. It should coincide with the time Miss Courtney and company were on the roof, right? Yes, it was indeed around that time. There doesn't seem to be any contradictions, but the time frame is important. And it was at that moment I saw the body double and you, Miss Courtney, on the roof. Are you saying this rooftop rendezvous was beyond your expectations? There's no way I could have known about that beforehand. Well, once the dust settled, I guess that would have happened, though. The double had intended to kill Miss Courtney. Did you realize that? No, I did not realize it. It's because you were blabbing on and on about that kid. What kind of mother are you? If things had gone badly, your kid might have died because of you. I'm your opponent, not her. Don't change the conversation. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to please leave this to me. My apologies, Edgeworth. Oh, goddess of law. Please watch over this man and grant him aid. You're making me laugh. This lady didn't even notice the balloon. Only the double noticed me. He told Miss Courtney to leave ahead of him. He had her leave ahead of him? Didn't you say the body double had planned to kill her? Maybe he thought it would be bad if someone saw the scene of the murder. At the time, no one knew that the president was a fake, right? Once he got the info on John, he'd be able to kill both mother and son whenever he wanted. Thank goodness he's dead. Now you're both safe. You should be happy. Whatever emotions you have towards that man, please put them aside until it's all over. For now, please continue your story. As you wish. And so that cowardly body double must have panicked when an eyewitness suddenly appeared from the skies. He then pointed a gun at me and fired. The bullet struck the balloon's basket cleanly. I panicked and quickly tried to get away so he wouldn't shoot me down, but talk about a close call. You say you tried to get away right then. That's right. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? You must have placed K on the rooftop. You couldn't have gotten away before then, correct? Yeah, that's right. I forgot. After the body double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor. I looked around for a bit, then landed on the roof. Please add that statement to your testimony. Sure, I don't mind. the double fired one shot, he entered the hatch to the 51st floor. You mean the hatch that leads to the hidden storeroom for the black market auction? Black market auction, huh? I don't really want to remember, but that was 2 days ago, right? Indeed. The black market auction was held on the 50th floor of the Grand Tower. A lot of people must have been coming and going through the storeroom during the incident. If the body double truly did enter the storeroom, as Simon said, it's strange that no one noticed him. Right! Because Lotta was already there hiding, she would have seen him go in, right? But she didn't. The problem here is when this incident occurred. If we know the precise moment, that a certain piece of evidence may come in handy. Eyewitness testimony from the balloon. So that means if Simon hadn't come, Judge Courtney would probably have been in danger. So wouldn't that mean he saved her life? The motive behind Mr. Keyes' action was probably not so noble. After all, this man was there to commit a crime just like the fake president. To expose his crimes, I'll need to listen carefully to his testimony. There must be an opening somewhere. It's definitely the last one that we added. Hold on. Body double fired one. Enter the hatch. Okay. Now, something... where's the building? Wait. Grand Tower, auction... Nope. What else is there? What is this? Lotta's testimony... The president never passed through the 51st floor storeroom.
Objection!
Once again, you lied. Lied? The body double could not have entered the storeroom on the 51st floor 2 nights ago. Miss Hart's testimony proves it. How can you trust that sham journalist's testimony? What you say? You can't insult my mentor like that. 2 nights ago, that lady was staking out the 51st floor. Given that, just how did that body double leave the roof? Indeed, that is what we must now prove. If he did not use the elevator or the 51st floor to leave the roof, then only one route remains. How did the body double leave the roof without using the elevator or the 51st floor? The balloon, right? That or he jumped off.
Take that!
The body double flew. Simon Keyes, he rode your balloon. And with that conclusion, I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned tomorrow for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.